Hello.
Hi.
And welcome to the Motley Mix Sunday session, or Saturday Salad. Whoa, session number 7. No, that way. 7. We are nearly at it for 2 months now, and it does seem to be growing. Nielsen and Andy, how are you guys keeping? We missed you so much.
Hello, very well, thanks, and yourself. And you look well rested. Looks like you had a lovely holiday.
Yes, we did. We did.
Just to chill, just to chill.
I have to say we had a quiet time in Phnom Penh with everyone going to Siem Reap and Cambodia and all the provinces. The 3 days of I think Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the roads were dead quiet. No people, no cars. Even most of the shops they didn't even open. So that was quite a break as well, which was really nice.
Yeah, I think the traffic was all out of Phnom Penh because let me tell you, traffic was hectic. You don't understand. Everybody was on the road going to the province and Siem Reap. So everybody went out of Phnom Penh to the province and to their families because of the Pchum Ben holidays.
The roads were absolutely nuts. Nuts. So where it takes you about 5 hours to do 300 Ks, it was taking us 7 hours, and I think we did close on 10. We left at 7:30 in the morning, and with a gracious, what's it not, brake fluid, steering fluid leak out, we made it by 5:30 the afternoon to Siem Reap.
So you spend the whole day in the car?
Yeah, lucky we had a car, and it's not like a bus where you're just like hanging over everything in the whole toot. So.
And the thing is, I think the thing also is why the traffic is that hectic is since you leave Phnom Penh until you reach Siem Reap or wherever you go, there is not a piece of land that is not occupied along the road. Mm-hmm. It's just people and places and people and places. It just never stops. So if there is no little towns, there's houses next to the road because of the rice fields and things like that. So it's a never-ending living situation on the road as you go to Siem Reap.
You know what's strange? And I know I've just interrupted you, Elandi, I'm sorry. What is strange, however, and Niels, I think you would get to agree with me here. You have a breakdown next to the road in South Africa, like your brake fluid, your power steering fluid runs out. All of a sudden, pipe burst, power steering fluid. You're on the side of the road. You're 20 Ks out of town or whatever. And there's buildings and shops and everything around, whatever. But what usually happens, you would get a tow-in vehicle to tow you in, and wherever you phone, whatever you do. No, the driver walked around a block or two, and next thing, out of the woodwork, came someone who crawled up and crawled into the engine and fixed the pipe and disappeared back into the woodwork again. That would never occur in anything just comes out. Oh, whoa, we needed that.
Everything done next to the road, and there we are now, merry way.
Yeah, and I must say, I think it's rather helpful in most circumstances because I've actually seen several times that if someone gets stuck with a motorcycle or whatever, people would just point them to the nearest place and, hey, go over there. You can go and fix it there. It's a 5-minute solution, and you're on the road again. So, yeah, I think that's quite helpful instead of having it towed. And the thing is, there's a lot of garages in the capital city, but I think the further you go out of town or out of the capital city, you get only like little mechanic shops, people that has their own little businesses. So it isn't always the most trusted service. But so a tow isn't always possible. You might have to settle for the guy next to the road helping you.
Yeah. Well, if you don't have a choice, then that is what you have to settle for. So,
I don't know if you guys have seen it before. We took a little drive. I think it was on Thursday. So we drove around for 2.5 hours just because there were no people on the road. And then we decided to go have breakfast at Sundowns, and we had a little trip to Chivarampol. And as we went there, you guys
No.
know, you are familiar with the area. We went near the old school, and
Yeah.
you know the big bridge that you cross. There's a guy on the Khmer tuk-tuk, the one with the motorbike in the front and the little house at the back, or whatever you call it, the little carriage. So he couldn't get up that hill, and there was just like 4 random people on motorbikes driving up to him and started pushing him while they were driving and just helping them over. And I'm like sitting on the bike going, what on earth are they doing? I thought maybe it's trains, and then as soon as he was over, they just went, phew, gone. No more.
Yeah. Where do you get people just doing that? Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just different here, and amazingly different. I think. I mean, it's another culture and another life, but it's enjoyable. That's what it is. I like that.
Yeah. There we go. We're just getting in the picture. But yeah, it's just one of the amazing things that you end up with. Whatever problem you have or anything, it is able to be sorted out right there, right then. Somebody comes out of the woodwork, as you said.
Yeah.
You know, it can't go up the hill. You are not going to stop and pull over. 5 bikes pull in and start pushing you. There you go. It's like a dude needs help. We'll help him out. Where do you get that these days?
Only in Cambodia.
That's it.
It's a good thing.
Yeah,
Is it-
and speaking of small town communities, you told us a bit there that you ran into someone that we met about last year. This time, actually,
Exactly last year this time. Just saying.
we ran into this person, and I think you can tell us a bit more what you experienced this time.
Well, I can tell you that it has not changed yet. Remember what we ran into? Well, he's known as Jack, and he has Laundry Burger, where we ended up on our last adventure.
I just want to confirm that one was the one in Kampot, right?
Yes,
That's
yes.
right.
That's when we went to Cape and we stayed over in Kampot on our way back.
The one that we are long overdue for. Does this ring a bell for you at all?
Yes.
Cheese
Definitely.
by death.
No,
Death by cheese burger, Niels.
Death by cheese. Does that remind you of anything?
Definitely. That looks
It's still as good as it was that time.
Yeah. Let me get these things right. Okay, so that's what we ran into. Jack and his wife. His wife actually does the cooking for it. Yeah, no, it's enough to absolutely drive me crazy. He has now opened, he didn't open Laundry Burger in Siem Reap because there's another pub there called Laundry Pub and Grill or something like that. So basically he said instead of treading on anyone's toes or anything to that effect, he then just opened Big Boy Burger in Siem Reap, basically across the road from Hard Rock Cafe. Man, guys, you guys can testify to his burgers. I mean, that's the death by cheese. I mean, it comes to like a free fibrillator afterwards. Clear. Okay, got him back. No, no, I'm kidding. But I mean, I can eat, and I didn't.
Well,
There's his picture inside.
Andre actually asked for more cheese. He asked to put 2 slices of blue cheese on top of all that cheese.
You know what? I am 49. I am unfit. I smoke. I drink. I do little exercise. And I've yet to get a heart murmur. Then you get all of these like little fitness bunnies around me, and they're just hitting the floor with heart attacks and goodness knows what they got. I haven't even had a heart flutter, never mind a murmur. I'm actually just testing the theory here. There's the guy who's got running there. He has, his name's Pat. He's got a super personality. You guys will love it. And by the way, you guys are coming on the next trip. All we did was scout what we're going to do when we go for on it. We did not do any activities. I promise you. That was saved for the team.
Yeah.
That was saved for the team. When we go there, when we go, we will do that. And we'll definitely be hitting Big Boy Burger because it was absolutely by accident. When we got there, we're like, oh, I know this dude. Well, not this guy. This is Pat. This is the guy who's running, speaks English really, really well. Got a great sense of humor. And no.
Yeah, no, it was really, really nice. And he speaks English actually very well. This guy that's working for Jack. I was quite amazed when he was talking to us how good his English is. He's really, really good.
I think
Friendly,
I'm at the end of that. Yeah, sorry.
Good
That's
service all around. Really, really nice.
Yeah, that's just the burger there. Sorry, I was wondering why I couldn't go on, so I was having like a little shit fit there, but otherwise, I think there I had one or two.
Talking about Jack and the Laundry Cafe, I remember when we went to Cambodia to find South African beverages in Cambodia, which is proudly South African, is not a quite obvious thing here. So you'll find like some wines and so on. And I remember that time when we went to Laundry Cafe, he made us a little cocktail that tasted exactly like Amarula. Is he still serving that on the menu as well? Just
Yes.
to let South Africans know.
Yes.
That is the exact one that killed us because it was so nice. We had about another 2 or 3 each afterwards. Actually, it has 4 different shots in it. It has a Baileys, it has a vodka, I think it has a rum, and it has something else. 4 full shots. And yeah, you're exactly correct. You have a brilliant memory. Because we also went, wow, we remember you had that drink. He says, yeah. It's called the Jack Palance. The Jack Palance is what it's called. I didn't realize that I couldn't remember it until he said, nah, yes, it is still around and he can make it. And he was busy showing Pat how to make it. So yes, the Jack Palance is waiting for you guys as soon as we get back there again. So we need to sit down and make the numbers because I know the viewers are going to be looking for a lot of feedback from the adventures there. We didn't do much adventuring. We just did chilling and scouting sort of type of relax. It was just a blow of steam. We ended up in a pretty nice hotel. But yeah, I've got pictures. We'll put it together when we do the Siem Reap thing because we're running pretty, I should have said average when we went there. The one thing I must say to you, Siem Reap is excessively clean.
Yes.
Very, very, very clean.
I was actually very, very surprised to see that the streets are so clean. It's like, am I in the same country still? Because I know our street here, it's really, the rubbish is lying all over. Even when you on your way to Siem Reap next to the road, there's a lot of rubbish and everything. But in Siem Reap, it is clean. It's nothing compared to what it's this side. So I was really, really surprised. It's actually very good.
I have to say that's one place we haven't been yet. We have been to Cape, we have been to Cambodia, we have been to a small little province here and there, but we haven't been to Siem Reap yet. For the people that wants to see something amazing, there is Angkor Wat in Siem Reap, which is a really amazing big temple. I think it's safe to say that you won't regret going there as well. If you are in Cambodia, go have a look and send us pictures on the email, send us pictures on Facebook Messenger, tag us on Facebook, anything. If you have any pictures that you would like to show, you're more than welcome to just pop a message to us and we'll definitely show it on a video when we discuss Siem Reap as well.
Yes, there's not just Angkor Wat, there's quite a bit of other temples as well. And I think Andrea said the temple where they did the Tomb Raider movie. What's it called, Andrea?
I don't know.
Can't remember what it's called, but that's there
like
too. So yeah,
look,
to see.
Once you've seen the temples, you've seen them all. But the big one, as you said, Angkor Wat, just for a little bit of info, because I was teaching this last term, was in contention and went into the top 10 for one of the new eight wonders or 7 wonders of the world. It was in the top 10 for that because it is the biggest place of worship to have been built. Originally being a Hindu temple, it was then taken over Buddhists as well. But it is as you said, probably one of the most phenomenal is what you want to see, and you want to see it at, whoa, I'm missing comments here, sorry. Hello, Devon, sorry. He said hello, I forgot to greet him. Hello, Devon and Supir. Damn, that looks lekker. What was lekker? Oh, the burger, yeah. Sorry, I'm so busy chatting away. Apologies, guys. But yes, Angkor Wat, I agree 100% with Ilandi. And you want to see it in the morning, so they pick you up. You organize a tour. This is what I was looking at for us guys when we go, is to do like just a 3-temple tour. The one which is Angkor Wat, and you must see it at sunrise. So they pick you up like about 4:30 in the morning, so you're there at 5 to see the sunrise. Don't know how I'm going to do that. And then there is the Tomb Raider temple, is where they shot Tomb Raider. That everybody wants to see, because I'd like to be where the movie was, you know, that type of thing. And then there's a hot air balloon that goes over there. There's a hot air balloon on a cable at the entrance that just goes up and down that you can go into. You can go zip lining through the forests and that there. There's different zip line. You can go on 3, you can go on 5, 2 swings, 1 bridge. Something else I think you and Ilandi would love, we'll be talking about a little bit earlier, is Cambo Quad. You actually go touring on the quads and things like that. I don't know, between you and Ilandi, you'll have to get 2 quads, because I don't know who's going to drive. I know Ilandi Smart's driving too.
I'm driving. He can sit piggyback. And look, I just got.
So yeah, there's so much. Then there is on Friday nights up to, I think, at the end of November, whatever. I'm not too sure. I wanted to go, and then they said, no, it hasn't started. And then I found out, no, it did start. And I thought, well, just as well I didn't, because I did make the promise that we are not doing anything. We are waiting for the adventure team to go along first. And
yeah, we're labeled as the adventure team now.
We have. I was talking to Julius, as a friend of ours, which we both know, and I said to him, you know what the nicest thing is? It was a year ago that we went on the nicest holiday, because no one was forced to do what anybody wanted to do. You know, if I wanted to do this, you didn't want to, you didn't, and I did. If I didn't and you did, you did. And in the end, most of it we did together anyway, and we had a lot of fun doing it. But because no one felt under pressure, it was so great. And that's one of the greatest memories. Something else that I did go to, and I can share a bit of a screen here, is Pub Street.
Oh, fantastic! I saw it was quite busy on one of my Cambodian friends' Facebook. He was there as well, and it was buzzing with people on the videos that he took on Facebook, and it's completely insane to see how many people actually goes there at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah. Sadly, Pub Street has taken a very, very, very bad knock. You do see quite a few of the places that have closed because they just haven't made it. And they say these last 3 days with Pchum Ben holiday, they've just been trying to bring in some money while, you know, the saying, make hay while the sun shines. And because they have really been hit hard, because it's a hospitality industry.
But really busy. It was busy.
Yeah, that's basically Pub Street. It was really, really nice. The music thuds. I think we'll come across something here now as well.
No. If you don't like noise, don't go there, because it's very noisy.
Let me just stop the share and actually share again with audio, because otherwise you're not going to hear it. Yeah.
So you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I knew as far as I was told, they did not open Pub Street for a long time during this COVID as well. So yes. I think that causes the closed down shops.
Yeah.
Yes, because I didn't make it through the COVID.
No one could really go in there. First of all, still Pub Street is taking a terrible. I mean, if you take a look down there, that's the whole street, and the whole street is just entertainment areas. It's just restaurants and music and pubs and people selling food and things like that. And that is purely for the tourism industry. And that should usually be filled with people, overseas tourists, everything. It has taken well, millions away, billions away from the tourism industry. It's taken hundreds of thousands away from these people because, I mean, this is the best that they've seen it now in months. In months. I mean, they're struggling. And this is only local. So you can imagine when the tourist industry is there, that is a jam-packed place.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
It was very busy. Very, very busy.
There's a couple of places.
And there's very nice restaurants there that does Western food. There's restaurants that does Khmer food or Asian food. So there's a variety. There is for everybody. There's absolutely for everybody.
I didn't sort the photo. This place is lovely.
That's a place to have to go to.
The Red Piano, I can definitely recommend their ribs.
Oh yes, it falls off the bone.
When we go there, we're going to do the ribs there. We're going burger,
Big
Big
boy.
Boy Burger, and we're going to Red Piano for ribs. You'll like the decor, Nielsen Ilandi.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful.
Yes, absolutely beautiful.
Is that an actual motorbike that is mounted to the wall there? Or?
Yes, it is. The front part there, and there's a pillar, and then there's the back part behind the pillar there.
Oh, wow,
Really
that's
cool.
amazing.
Yolanda, you will enjoy these lights. The next slide. Look at the lights.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing. It was really interesting.
It's pretty retro.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes, it was. It's really something to experience when you go to Siem Reap, definitely. You have to go to Pub Street.
Taken with an Oppo A5S, soon to be a Reno 4. Was that hint for a new cell phone big enough? Sorry, I didn't sort these photos now. I just sort of like pulled them over onto the. But there's all the little places along the side. There's we got ice cream there. Roll. There's quite a few of these like where they chuck the ice cream on like that cold plate, and then they put the milk with it, and then just roll it together, and it's like ice cream rolls. I don't know if I actually took.
I see Devon had a question there where he said Tomb Raider bar. When you showed the red piano, it says Tomb Raider bar. I think Devon would just like to know what's the Tomb Raider bar about. Do you guys maybe know?
No, I don't know. I looked for Lara Croft desperately, but no one could find her. There's that one over there that says Pub Street Tomb Raider bar. I think everything in Pub Street has a connotation to the temples and Tomb Raider or the temples, because there's even across the road, and you'll see it later on. I did take a photo of the other bar and restaurant. It's called Temple. The other ones, there's a few, Paper Tiger. So I don't know, Pub Street Tomb Raider bar. Maybe I think maybe two people combined or something like that, because it does look like two colors. I did not ask about it. You know what? That's what we've got to do in. There we go. There's the ones like Tomb Raider bar ? I was a little bit hungry when I got there because we would woken up early in the morning, had very little breakfast, and I'd spent the most of the day being pampered. So I was walking around, so we were pretty hollow when we got there. So yeah, I don't know why it's called Pub Street, but I just see that the apostrophe S and Pub Street Tomb Raider bar are is a different color as well. So I don't know if you can just like sort of, because you can just go and have a drink there as well if you want to, and it's nice as well. It's the, you know what, you can sit and smoke there. It's all open. It's not like it's a problematic place. Service is great.
Yeah.
Honestly, tell you, service is great. But no, why it says Tomb Raider bar, I don't know the story behind it. I think we will.
Devon, we'll find that one out when we go.
We'll task that with the team. Yeah, Devon, we're going to be packing you and Sophia in as well. Somebody's got to translate for us there too. Everyone has their strengths. And yeah, if we go in the holidays, anything like our trip to Cape, I think we've got an amazing amount of material when we come back, and we'll have an amazing time. I agree with Ilandi there. There's the fish tank where you can put your feet in, and have the fish nibble. I don't know who was looking to do that.
I think Divan mentioned he wanted to do it. I'm not sure.
I knew
I think
fish
that
was
was Sophia's birthday. That weekend of Sophia's birthday, Divan did say that he wanted to put his feet into the lovely fish eating, skin eating fish tanks.
I'm just afraid that things turn into bloody piranhas. I mean, you know what happens. You give a wild animal a smell of human flesh once and they become man-eating. Now you want to put your feet into a fish tank and expect them not to eat it off the tank or somewhere a long time. Really?
In the comments, we've got Divan's me, so it was definitely him.
It's quite weird. It says, please feed our hungry fish your dead skin.
Yeah.
Like, no.
That's horrible.
It's terrible.
Yeah, there we go. There's the people sitting there, and you sit there on the side of Pub Street, and there's henna tattoos and everything, and you just sit there and pop your
feet in.
I'm really, really so excited for us to go because you know what? I know we haven't seen each other. What's the even say? Jaws Cambodia version. But I'm really so excited because we haven't seen you in 3 days, and you know I don't think we go 3 days in Cambodia without seeing each other. So it's like, fuck, we've been gone. Friends have left us.
The two of you see each other every day.
Who?
You and Niels. What do you mean going 2 or 3 days without seeing each other? You don't go 1 day without seeing each other.
It's you see how essential it is, and yeah. But I mean, I just think when we sit down and we can put this adventure together. There's the ribs at Red Piano, guys.
Oh, and that sauce. That sauce was beautiful.
That very, very nice sauce on there. And that over there you can take for an extra $1 is camembert and mushroom sauce. Camembert cheese and mushroom.
Very, very, very nice. It was really, really good.
Stunning. There's Temple, as I was saying to you. There's also, and it says best of crocodile pizza and hamburgers on the side there. And I'm like, crocodile burgers, crocodile. But anyway, let's play it safe and we won't go there for now. We'll let Niels do the adventurous food thing.
Yeah, crocodile is actually quite a nice meat, so I believe it should make a nice, actually, like a pulled pork sandwich with that as well.
Crocodile's nice. I've had crocodile myself before, so I can't. I can't say that it's bad. It's a white meat. It's almost like a chicken. No, I think Divan would say frog. A chicken is like a frog. No, frog's like a. Anyway, whichever way. It's like today we went to Lucky Burgers. Like almost for those watching is like a McDonald's. The closest thing to McDonald's. I don't know if you guys agree with me or not.
Yeah, it is sort
definitely.
of like McDonald's. Same sort of burger.
They got this burger special for $3.66, I think it is, a meal, but it's called a French chicken burger. And the meat looks a little bit darker than fried chicken. It's just like, oh, and I'm like, oh, let me get this logic straight. It's French. Frogs come from France. Divan says frogs taste like chicken. A French chicken burger. It's a freaking frog on a bun. I swear it's a frog on a bun. I'm not trying that. Niels, you need to try that stuff out and tell us.
We'll have a look at it and let you know.
We'll leave all the not so normal food types for him to taste, and then we'll just take the videos.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. We've got to take everyone on an outing again sometime. So yeah, and I think Niels and I have a challenge of something hot. I don't know, you're going to cope with it far better than what I am. That's where we stayed.
Well, that's beautiful.
Yes. Gardens are really pretty. They've taken trees and like shaped it into animals. There's like a small little elephant. You can't see it, but it's on the side, but it's so cute. So it's really, really nice there.
Yeah, it was very pretty. Under the circumstances, it's been difficult. A lot of their spa stuff wasn't working. Like they didn't have their little pool bar, wasn't operational. Their big jacuzzis and that weren't operational because they said, you know what, it's been COVID. This is the first weekend that they've actually started getting a huge amount of guests and that again. Otherwise, they're running dry. Their breakfast was even different because they knew they were getting a lot of Khmer people and Chinese people in for over Pchum Ben. And so, like, when we walked in for breakfast on Thursday morning, there's like freaking noodles and fried rice and fried noodles and this and this and that. There was egg and a roll and a coffee. But like, would you like to start with soup? And we're like, did we miss breakfast? No, it's breakfast. Okay. But I will tell you something, the Regency Anchor has probably got the friendliest, most helpful, most wonderful staff that you can find in a hotel. And if for nothing else at all, I would give them their stars for their staff, and I will go back there because of their staff. They are really, from the guy that takes your temperature and gives you spray wash and grabs your cases at the door, to the receptionist, to the manageress, to everybody, as absolutely, they were exceptional. Especially, you know what, in this time, because they struggle to keep a standard in this time of COVID.
Yeah.
What else is there? Oh, there's just a little bit more of that. That's how clean it is there, guys. Check that out. You can actually walk on the pavements there. Now, I don't know if it's also because of Pchum Ben, because, you know, everything closes down Pchum Ben, as you said. Very quiet, yeah. But check there.
Clean. No rubbish.
And that's in town. I specifically took that in town, not in tourist area or around the hotel. We actually went to a mall there. And then to go and have nails done. There, take a look there. There's KFC. Oh, wow. There's actually a massage spa here. There's Circle K over there. So it's down a normal street. It's not like anything funny.
Yeah, no, nothing funny.
You do also get your rubbish here and there, but overall, I was like, wow. And yeah, they can't drive on bikes there either. They don't use rear view mirrors, and they do dodge red robots as well. It's like, you know, that's Cambodian, bro. That's not Phnom Penh. That is Happy Burger. There's Big Boy Burger on that side. And that is Jack. That's the hotel staircase as you walk in. I'm going to go through this quickly. That's the back of the reception desk. Beautifully, I don't know, I've now taken a thing in there, some royal negotiation or battle or whatever of some place. Should have paid more attention.
It's truly beautiful. You can really see the Cambodian culture in the decoration of the hotel as well.
A lot of wood. I mean, Cambodian people are known for wood and everything. Most of the staircases in the rooms, the beds, everything is wood. A lot of wood.
I didn't realize there's a living mirror in the lift.
Look at that supermodel in the mirror taking the photo.
I just said to you now quietly, no, I didn't realize there was a mirror in the lift. A lot of these photos I'm seeing for the first time myself now as well. So like, if there's anything like out in the ordinary, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's when you get out of the lift.
Yeah, it's just the
into
passages.
the passages to the rooms.
Yeah. Hey, you know, that little face greets you as you walk into the room. We had just, we made up our own room there. And there's Pub Street.
Very busy Pub Street.
And this I was just trying to take some of the road. Just to actually show you pretty much how clean it is all over the place. And there it's on our road back. It's nowhere special, nowhere touristy. It's just the road back.
Nice trip back to the hotel. 12 o'clock at night.
Really quiet though as well.
Sorry?
It's really quiet.
Yeah.
Look, I think Pchum Ben had a lot to do with it being quiet as well. I don't know, I think this was on the way back from Pub Street.
Yes, it is.
So it's also quite late. It's about 12 in the evening there. But I was just still astounded at the cleanliness of the place. There's your traffic and that type of thing. But that is, and then, you know what, it's not as, mirror selfie, thanks, Steve. Okay, those are my screens. We do not want that. Oh, there's pub streets. Actually, I can get some thumping going here.
Very
That
noisy.
whole pub street, you walk down, and from one pub to the next is this whoop, whoop. How those speakers hold it, I don't know. There we were just sitting waiting for our ice creams there. But that whole pub street is just like a whoop, whoop. You can stand still and it'll just move you forward as you go.
Well, you can definitely not fall asleep while you are there. So if you want to go out for a bit,
I'm sorry,
that was down, and this is up, and it's also still. But yeah, I think it's enough of our bedroom, and it's enough of
Siem Reap.
Siem Reap. I think we'll have a lot more to. Don't forget World of Warcraft releasing Shadowlands on the 27th of October, guys. Zach. Okay, so yeah, we had a lot of fun there, but as I say, not half as much as what we're going to do when we go on our adventure, because we don't do adventure without friends.
Yeah, so we need to start saving so we can have lots of money so we can enjoy that adventure because there's a lot to do.
It's not too far out. The place is clean, it's comfortable, it's friendly, and I think if we took, you know what, if we did like we did to Cap, we would have a lot covered in 5 days there. You know, you would be able to cover 5 days. It won't be a boring 5 days.
No, because Cap was great. Absolutely great. So, guys, what else did you guys do while we were gone?
Well, we just had a little braai, and then we had some sushi. We went to the sushi chef in the Cannondale Mall, the one that we saw when we went to Eden Garden, the mall across from that.
Yes.
We just went there and had some amazing amounts of sushi and wine, so that was quite nice. And the rest of the weekend, we just chilled. We just did some shopping and a little bit of traveling on the bike because there was no people around. So, but we prefer to enjoy and relax with the schools opening and everything now. I think this rest was quite good for us as well.
Yeah, schools is quite a challenge at the moment, while everybody still can't be at school at once. So all of us is coping with that. So yeah, some students in class and then some students on Zoom because they're in 2 groups. So the one group comes 1 week and then they swap around the next week. So then the other group comes and then the other ones is on Zoom. So you have to give your attention to the students in class and the students on Zoom. So yeah, it's a challenge, but we're getting there.
I suppose that's what we were going to talk about now. Now we waffled a lot about Siem Reap and what it is there and a bit of adventure and things like that, which is what the Sunday Salad is all about. So you know what, if you enjoy chatting Cambodia and what's it and you want to join in and whatever, please join in, drop a comment. Don't forget to mail us if there's something that if you're watching a rerun and you want to say anything, please do. But sometimes things just take a swerve, and you know what? That's what it's all about, because we're just enjoying it as well. And we were going to tell you all about how you're going to find a teaching position in schools and everything like that. And obviously time is not going to cover that. But what I probably would like to cover is saying, you know what, how schools have been affected by COVID-19, and possibly, Lundy, because it is almost a chain reaction of that, is your tutoring and that type of stuff. But I mean, if we start off, you started private tutoring in the end. Sorry, is what I wanted to say. But we started off with schools going head down. Schools closed, I think, in March, end of March.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think about 113 schools closed like permanently over the COVID period.
Yes. In just in comparison, we found out over the weekend that there's about 480 schools in I think Cambodia or in Phnom Penh.
In Cambodia.
In Cambodia, and just to put it in comparison to the 130 schools that permanently closed, it's almost half of the schools that closed down during this COVID time.
Yeah,
that's permanently closed or closed and reopening again.
I'm not sure about the closed and reopening again, but I know that a big amount of the schools did close for good as well. So
yeah, because we had 113 that I know have closed without opening.
No, what I mean is there is a total of about 480 schools in the whole of Cambodia. So obviously, if 130 or so on closed for good, that leaves with a little bit more than half of the schools in Cambodia left to actually to start running again.
Yeah.
And a huge amount, I don't know, you guys are testimony to that as well. A huge amount haven't closed permanently, but sort of just went like, ooh, we can do nothing until we open again.
Yeah, meaning nobody goes to school, nobody gets paid.
Even I'm not showing that way.
Nobody gets paid. So yes, some of the schools still kept their teachers on and did online teaching and say half pay or whatever the arrangements was with the schools. But some schools just closed down and couldn't pay their staff until everything comes back to normal again.
Some didn't say anything. I mean, I know you guys experienced the we'll get back to you, we'll get back to you, we'll get back to you, and then no one has got back to you until, well, and I know we ended up on the half pay online. Niels, you ended up being able to go back to a phenomenally huge online classes at a reduced pay. Elandi, you eventually went the private tutoring way as well.
So tell us a bit about it. How did you go about it?
So for me, I'm just going to give a little overview of what happened. I did start with the school, and not long after I started with them, COVID hit the school really hard, so the school couldn't stay open anymore. And they did close down. The words were they're closing down permanently for now. As soon as things change, they will inform us. So it was a lot of uncertainty as well. They did provide 60% of my salary for the first month after COVID. So I didn't go into school, but I did receive 50% of my salary. And everything else, like for us, rent at that time were not reduced, and everything was still normal prices. And we just got my salary at that time. Niels's school where he was at that time also just stopped giving any information, so they didn't receive anything, but I'll let him tell about or talk about that after this. Also, as soon as I realized that, listen, next month will be the first month that I don't receive anything, I decided, listen, I have to do something. If a foreigner lives in a foreign country, or for me as an African living in a new country, it's difficult to try to have a life, a normal, or just get by if there's no income. And for us, you are in a new country to make a new beginning, and you prefer not to lay on the shoulders of family and friends back in Rome, as it is more expensive for them due to the currency at the moment as well. And I just decided, listen, I'm going to do private tutoring. And it was not easy at first. I was lucky enough to get my first clients through a previous occupation that I had at a school as a teacher. And I got them as a startup. But I did put out a Facebook page as well. I opened a tutoring in Phnom Penh Facebook page. And at that time, I was not aware of the fact that there was no tutoring allowed as well. So as soon as the message got through that no tutoring is allowed, I had to completely switch off everything. But it ended up not being for long because when the message came out, it was already like 3 or 4 weeks before I started everything. So they did calm down and said, okay, I think it was 9 students at that time that can be in one place at the same time. So I got some people through my Facebook page as well, and I ended up tutoring 8 students privately at their own houses. So I went to their house, tutored them, and went to the next. So I was quite fully booked for the first 3 or 4 months, and then as school started opening, I started getting less students at a time. I currently still have some tutoring students as well, which I will keep as well. I will try to keep on tutoring even after the school starts, because to me, tutoring them and building that relationship with them, it's quite important to keep that up, especially with the small kids. So I had quite a good experience. It's obviously not full salary, but it did help a lot and cover a lot of our costs in the time that we didn't receive any income except for the tutoring.
Yeah. Now you see, that's hectic.
What are people like? What do you? I mean, everyone goes, "Oh, we'll just go and tutor." So you go off and you run and you read to somebody or something like that, and the parents are very, very nice, and they pay you big loads of money because it's private tutoring. So they give you a huge wad of money, and they're very nice. And a limo pulls up and picks you up and takes you to the place to tutor. And you step out quite refreshed and you walk into a private classroom created by the parents for you, who welcome you very quietly and ask if there's anything more that you need. And they take you in to a very, very well-disciplined child sitting there waiting for your tutoring. Huh? Something like that?
Fortunately, not all of the cases. I did have some good, well, I currently do have really good parents. The 4 students that I currently have is from South Korea as well. And then there was 2 students, which was half Cambodian, 1 half European, and 1 half French. Yes. So I have to say that I got really good, well, I was taken care of very nicely with them. The parents was really nice. I did step into a very fortunate position where I had a good relationship with the parents as well as with the kids, and that made it really nice. Not all of the situations were the same. I don't want to talk about that in depth.
Yeah.
But I did get some children that had difficulties as well, along with the kids that's quite easygoing. Different ages. That varies a lot as well. And I did not get picked up by a limousine. I drove 3 hours per day in the back of a small rickshaw tuk-tuk. So I used about 3 hours of my day with traveling.
And as you were saying, so yeah, guys, you know, what the point I'm getting at here is, it's not easy to just start tutoring.
No.
It takes a lot of tenacity. Sometimes it helps to have someone you know here or there, but it's not going to float the boat. You've got to then carry on sort of doing marketing afterwards. It's not the highest paying job under the sun either. People are always looking for the lowest opportunity to get educated. And especially if you start out, you're starting low. Once you establish yourself, then you can start picking it up a bit, but it's not going to be a private executive retainer that you suddenly get paid. And as Ilindi said, it is tedious hours in the back of a tuk-tuk, not a limousine. No air cons or anything like that, hitting the broken roads, hitting the heavy traffic, the sweat and everything, rushing off to one, rushing off to the other. And yes, I think you have a certain amount of satisfaction of seeing development in that within your children and the relationship that you create with the parents and that. But I don't think people should think that, oh, you know what, I'll just make an extra buck or two and I'll pull in it's a huge responsibility with a lot that goes with it, if I'm correct in saying what I'm saying.
I think the main thing to remember when you want to do tutoring as well is establishing a trust bond with the parents first, as well as the kids, obviously. But for a parent, tutoring is the same as leaving your kid with someone for an hour or 2 hours, because most of the parents are not technically sitting there and having the class with me. So it's really important to be nice, obviously follow the rules that the parents set up. I was fortunate enough to get really nice parents, as I mentioned. I'm really happy with the kids that I have and the tutoring opportunities that I have. So I cannot say any negative sides on it, especially because of the fact that I do have amazing parents and completely amazing students at the moment, from all different ages. I have a 5-year-old, an 8-year-old. I think the other one is 10 and 12. So it's quite a big age difference as well. But it's all about how you pursue your classes, how you interact with the kids, how you interact with the parents as well. Not only studying, but doing baking and drawing and painting. And even if it's going to cost you as a tutor a little bit of money, that's your job. So you don't have a set income as well, because people pay you to teach the kids, and you can't expect from the parents to say, listen, I want to paint, please buy paint. That's not how it works. So you say, for instance, you get $10 per hour. You have to take in consideration that you have to buy the materials. You have to provide everything for the students, and that is going to take a big cut out of the pay that you will receive in the end of the week or end of the month. And so it's not as easy as everyone thinks it is. It's really hard, especially making a name for yourself in a foreign country. It's not something that is easy to do. But I can tell you out of experience, as soon as you did make a name for yourself, it's really nice to know that you are backed by parents, and you have that fallback of, listen, if something happens, you have a good relationship with a lot of people, and word of mouth is a big thing. That's how I got my last family as well. Word of mouth is everything. So you always have to be prim and proper and on your best behavior, no matter what the situation, because that is how you will get work to get an income from tutoring.
It's like, basically, it's like doing your own business. You've actually got to be the face of your business. You've got to be the backbone of your business, and you've got to put into your business, and you've got overheads, as you said, a lot of materials and things and that you've purchased. And then it takes time to, in business, in any business, say what you like, a successful business gets to pick their customers in the end. But you've got to go and trawl the customer base to be able to pick those customers in the end. And it's being able to do that. And you know what, as Ilandi says, it's not the easiest thing under the sun that you're going to get done. Niels, on your side, though, you've also had a fair experience where you ended up without an income as well for a month or two or so, I don't know. And then you also ended up with an online overwhelming challenge as well. What was your challenge that you found as we went by?
Yeah, so what happened was on the 15th of March, I think that was when the government said, okay, up to you, no further, the schools can make plans to do online teaching, but no kids at school, schools are shutting down. And the school where I was working, they shut their doors for quite some time, and then they opened back up. I spent about 2.5 months at home completely unpaid, where I didn't hear anything from them. And then I just saw their ads popping up on Facebook that the schools reopened, and we were all wondering what's going on, how's it working, until eventually I was fortunate enough to be offered a position to work again at a reduced salary, like you mentioned, Andre, where they cut your salary. I still had full days, 5 days a week, full hours, have to go into the school. Yeah, so they did online teaching. What they did was they hubbed it, or centralized it to one campus, and they only got a limited amount of teachers. So all their different campuses, all their grade ones was thrown into one school, or to one teacher, and all their grade twos. So you ended up with Zoom meetings where you had 50 students online, and trying to interact with 50 kids at one time on an online Zoom meeting is a complete and absolute nightmare to get through to them. So yeah, but I am thankful for that opportunity that I had, that I could start earning an income again, because for 2.5 months I didn't have any income. That's why Yolandi carried us, and I must say she was my saving grace in that situation until we got back on our feet. And yeah, I think we're all still in the process of getting back to living like normal people.
Yes.
So, Ina, you want to tell us about our school? What happened to us?
Well, when COVID came on to everybody, our school also closed. The students weren't allowed to come to school, but we were fortunate. We could still go into school. All the teachers all went to school still, half a day for half pay. And we did online teaching. Primary did online teaching, and then once a week, kindergarten 3. But kindergarten 1 and 2 and nursery did no online teaching. It was only Google Classroom assignments that was given to those students. So, but we were still fortunate. We could still work. We still got half a pay, which is not a lot. So you actually live on one salary for the two of us. But everything planned out. I mean, we did struggle. I mean, everybody struggled, but it wasn't half as bad as most of the schools that had to close down and couldn't afford to pay their teachers. And then on the 10th of August, when the government said students can come back to school, and that there is regulations that needs to be followed for the students to be able to come back to school, we were one of the first schools that could open, because we did all the preparations. They came to look at what was done at school, and then we went back. Students came into class. They're in 2 groups, so you can only have, that depends on how big the class is, so you can only have 6 to 10 students in a classroom, because they have to be social distance from each other. And then the rest of the students will obviously be on Zoom class, but it will all happen at once. So you'll have students in class and you'll have students on Zoom that you have to accommodate. But we went back to full day, and we went back to normal salaries. So yes, we don't have a lot to complain about. We were really fortunate. The school really looked very well after us, and didn't make anybody. They did their best not to send anybody home and say we can only keep so many teachers and the rest have to stay home with no pay. They made sure all the teachers were still at school, my staff was still at school, but we all went to half pay, but it was better than nothing. So yeah, fortunate.
Yeah, okay. So yes, basically, just to give you a little bit more detail on our teaching, we did online for half day, half pay, as Ina said, so that we could at least keep our work. And basically why we did half days, because they taught English classes in the morning, and I nearly said Afrikaans classes in the afternoon, Khmer classes in the afternoon. But each teacher went back to school. There wasn't like a centralization. So each teacher went back, and you kept your classes as well. So there was a whole new schedule worked out. And we had our normal 40, 50-minute classes that you had on Zoom class. The classes weren't too hugely. Some of them would go up to 30. I think main campus ended up with some classes with 35 in a class, whatever, which does become a little bit of a challenge. We had a lot of teething problems to start off with, but by the end of July, we were running our online classes like they were normal classes. However, we did miss our normal classes. Fantastically, we opened up again on the 10th of August to full day and having kids come back to school. However, our kids are divided into 3 groups. A group 1, a group 2, and a group 3. Now, group 1 and 2 come to school, but because of social distancing, we cannot have all the kids at school at the same time. So group 1 goes to school, comes to class this week, and group 2 will come next week, and group 1 will then stay at home and study on Zoom. They have webcams from the ceiling that show the board and everything, and a mic on the teacher so that they can be in the class at home. And then group 1 is in class, while group 2 is on Zoom, and then vice versa. Group 3 are the children whose parents do not feel comfortable with them coming to school as such just yet, and remain on Zoom at all times. And that is how they do their classes. The regulations at school are excessively strict because the Department of Education can shut you down like that because of safety protocols. So we are wearing masks or a face shield 24/7 at school, with you in the faculty room, with you teaching, anything to that effect. When you come in, you've got temperature taken with social distancing. You have to have your mask on. You walk through a spray, you sanitize it every 5 minutes. I mean, we've got so much alcohol around us at the moment and sanitization, we can't even have dirty thoughts. But anyway, the bottom line is the kids also, they go into their desk. They also have different grades starting at different intervals. So you'll start from 7:30, then 20 to 8, then 8 o'clock, up 10 to 8 and 8 o'clock. The parents are also told these are the times that they must be dropped off, and they won't be accommodated in 10-minute variables of that time because of the fact that you don't end up with traffic, so many kids passing each other. And when they get to their desks, that's where they stay for the day. And I really, really, as good as what it is for them to be back, I really feel sorry for the kids at the moment, because that's where they stay, at their little allocated desk all day. There's no break. There is no running around. You can't, the minute if you remove your mask, you're sent home, second time suspended. If you remove your mask, if you end up walking over to your friend to try and play with your friend, you have a problem. You can't stand like 2 or 3 together. You stay in your desk. You can eat at your desk in a break time. You can drink water at your desk in a break time. But that is where they stay from when they come to school till when they go home. I think it is pretty wrenching for the little ones to be able to have to put up with that all the way through. So rules are still pretty tight. Guys, what we're actually getting to is the effect that COVID has had on schools and the teaching and the way things are going. We are obviously hoping that it goes better. Schools are opening now as well, so it does look like it is going better. I think public schools are opening in September now as well, or end of September, as well as most private schools are opening. So they are slowly but surely going back. Personal opinion, I don't see it going back to normal much before January. But to a controlled environment, yes, they are at the moment, which is a good thing. So you're finding schools are looking for teachers and that a little bit more now at the moment. But I don't think we have too much time to be able to talk about that at the moment. So I think next week we will tell you how we came to Cambodia to go for teaching. It also depends on what Ilandi thinks up, because she's our main brain source of what we're going to talk about today.
So it's always a surprise.
I'll give you the credit, because if you know what, half of the shit wouldn't float if it wasn't for Ilandi at the moment. So kudos, Ilandi. Thank you for saving our asses so many times.
This week is all about you guys because it seems we just made it. So this week I was the lady that was the lazier one in the background, and you guys did all the work. So thank you for you guys as well.
You know what? Even with, like, I think it was yesterday afternoon, this morning, when did Niels like, are we going to talk about anything tomorrow? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about something. But I think the nicest thing about the Motley Mix Sunday Salad is we just get to have a nice chat. And I think the more we get people around, the more the people feel that they can be involved in chatting with us. I'll actually see if we can't get a WhatsApp line and a Telegram line open as well for people to send telegrams and WhatsApps through, or voicemails and that. I have the second, I nearly said cell C. What's it, cell card line? What's this with South Africa today? I'm feeling very South African today. Anyway.
Are you feeling homesick, Andre?
No. But yeah, so you know, the nicest thing is just to be able to sit and have a chat, and with everybody coming along, the more people we have, always relying on Divan and Sapir, whom you met last week as well, and we'll probably bring them on too. I also think it's about time we got hold of old Steve Noble from South Africans in Cambodia, the Facebook page. Take a look at that Facebook page. Just look up South Africans in Cambodia. It's run by Steve Noble, and it's actually pretty informative. And we'll start putting a little bit of resource from there. But maybe we can get him on next week. Unless you guys have also got somebody else to chat to. You know what? We're always happy if you're watching this, or you do get to watch us, and you feel, oh, you've got some input, or you feel maybe we've spoken absolute hogwash about something. Give us the input on it. You know what? We don't stand to be corrected here. It's not a problem. We stand to have fun. It's a little bit uplifting. We're trying to tell you that, you know what? We are happy in a great place with nothing to gain, nothing to lose. And this is our story.
Yes, that's true. And then I also think what we should do is sometimes not be so serious about school and everything going on here in COVID. But maybe we should all go out and do some street food tasting. We'll let Niels taste everything, and we'll just take photos. How's that, Niels? Are you game for that one? Because I don't think I will be able to do it.
Niels, have a bite of this pig's ball over here, Niels.
That's fine. I've got a cement mixer for a stomach, so I'll eat anything possible.
We'll have to take a lot of photos.
Look at Ilandi.
We'll have to take a lot of photos of street food because it's quite interesting. So I think our next mission is to go and do that, and then one Sunday let everybody know what we tasted, or what Niels tasted, and what his comments is on the street food.
I think we have a lot to say, but yeah, I think we're going to be wrapping it up. Leftover afterthoughts and wise wisdom for the week from you guys.
Anything
Yeah, no, all good. Everybody should enjoy their week and have a blessed one. And yeah,
See you guys
see you
next week, same time, same place.
Okay, that's
Indeed,
true. That
indeed.
sounds like a plan.
Don't forget the Formula One. Okay. Have a good one, guys. Take care. If you can't be good at it. And if it's not good, name it after me.
Bye.